Topping news amidst a flurry of press statements and reactions following the nation's leader keynote address at the Grand Bahama Business Meeting. Tonight's focus shifts to another core aspect of his message, uncovering some historical information surrounding the 1955 signing of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement, examining whether it spurred Freeport's downfall or conversely facilitated its rise to prominence.
Following the 1955 signing of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement, both the promise and the peril of that arrangement were apparent.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis's address at the Grand Bahama Chamber meeting was much more than just a discourse surrounding the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority. It was a brief journey through the annals of Freeport's history, tracing back to the pivotal signing of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement in 1955.
The government did not have the resources to develop Grand Bahama into a full-fledged economy, and so offered extraordinary concessions to those who did.
While the nation's leader concurs that the arrangement allowed Freeport to develop in ways that would have otherwise been impossible, he says the agreement also came with perils of ceding authority to investors with no particular commitment to Bahamian people or the Bahamas.
The Port Authority was responsible for the education of Bahamians living within Freeport's boundaries. Perhaps not coincidentally, the vast majority of workers Bahamian workers, found themselves living outside of those boundaries.
It was the inequality, social injustice, and marginalization of Bahamians that moved then Prime Minister, the late Lyndon Pinley, to boldly confront the prevailing social order through a speech famously dubbed Bend or Break.
The speech he gave that day has long been considered consequential.
A Fort Lauderdale daily described the address as a declaration of war against discrimination, while critics argued that the Bahamianization policy intended to empower Bahamians was crippling development.
Do any of you fault him for having the courage to point out that the canals built by the developers had deprived local communities of the clean, fresh water that they always relied upon?
Prime Minister Davis raised the speech, pointing out that elected representatives who have challenged the Port Authority to do more have been chastised and warned that they would be responsible for once again killing the magic and scaring away investors. He posed this question to those in the room.
After decades of deference delivered you the promised land, where's the magic? Where's the prosperity that's supposed to be the reward for submission? How many Bahamians have been enriched and empowered enough to justify the billions in concessions?
In closing, the Prime Minister told attendees that the only thing he's not open to continuing is the order of the day.